Well, Britney Spears went out for dinner, which doesn't sound like the most exciting thing, but when Britney goes out for dinner, which doesn't happen often, it tends to turn into a bit of an adventure. And that's what happened in Sherman Oaks. I don't know, maybe about 20, 30 minutes away from where she lives.
You guys have heard of Ventura Boulevard, haven't you?
Yes, right along Ventura Boulevard. She went to the Blue Dog Beer Tavern. You been there?
I have not been to the Blue Dog. I haven't been to Ventura Boulevard in a while.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't. But listen, those are your roots. You should remember it.
Totally my roots.
So she's up in the valley. She goes to Blue Dog Tavern, and while she's in there, things got. She sat down with a man and a woman, friends, we're guessing, and
there was a sharp turn.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Good segue. There also happened to be a film critic who was in there, Jeff Snyder. And Jeff is described to us what he saw, because it was certainly alarming. And keep in mind, we've seen some erratic behavior from Britney at times when she's out at restaurants. Last night, apparently no different.
About 15, 20 minutes into our meal, a party of three came in. I took note of the woman because she was blonde and curvy, and she was also screaming and barking and disrupting everybody's meal. Britney tried to light a cigarette in the restaurant at one point, and the staff had to ask her handlers to ask her to stop. She definitely was acting a little out of control. But when she finally left, I turned to all the other diners and I was just like, that was an insane experience. And one of them told me, yeah, I thought she was going to stab me, like she had a knife. And again, I think Britney was just standing up from the table to go to the bathroom and didn't put her knife down. But that is what one patron said to me.
Who does that, where they forget to put their knife down and walk to the bathroom?
I mean,
Britney.
It happens. But listen,
well, the reason I say it is because, look, we know famously she has posted on Instagram playing with knives.
Yes.
And we also have reported that knives are actually a thing with her, to a point where when the conservatorship ended, the personal conservator actually made a note saying, keep knives away from Britney. So knives are, it's not just a whatever.
Right.
It's a thing.
Yeah. The other thing that stood out was when he said the thing that she tried to light up a cigarette. Was she on a private jet when that happened?
Yes.
I remember there was a time when she was on a private jet.
And from Cabo.
And that she was, that's right, it was like a net share. Yeah, a jet share that she was on. But
the cigarette thing to me isn't that shocking, because the way I understood it is she like went over to like a side door, just kind of probably opened the door, had a crack, but like the smoke is like blowing back into the restaurant.
Right.
The knife thing is, I kind of want to get back to.
Yeah, alarming. I mean,
but again, it's not. This was not a butcher's knife or anything. I get it. A knife is a knife, but who does that? I think someone who you heard Jeff use the word, that was insane. I know he didn't mean it this way, but it landed on me as a little insensitive, because we are dealing with someone who has
a mental illness.
And to answer your question, who does that? Gets up and walks to the bathroom with a knife still in her hand? Someone who has a lot of different things going around in her head.
Well, and we also know, I mean, she had bodyguards with her, but our understanding was they were outside in the car, right? She's inside with an assistant. Maybe she's doing it for protection. Like, in her mind, it's a safety thing that she carries a knife. I mean, I didn't interpret it as like people in the restaurant thought she was gonna walk around and stab people with the knife.
And you heard Jeff say he didn't think that either.
But she did get up from the table and have a knife in her hand, which is uncommon to see at a restaurant.
Yeah, and I don't think there's been any evidence she's ever been aggressive with that, ever.
No.
Before.
But this is where you start to wonder about her own safety for herself.
And it gets back, I'm sorry, to the whole conservatorship, which is all the Free Britney people who all, for 2 years were screaming, let her go, get her out of this conservatorship, free Britney. It's like, the one thing they never ever talked about, ever, was mental illness. And 24 doctors diagnosed her. And there was a reason it happened in the first place. The casting may have not been right in the end, but how is she now? I mean, yeah, she's free, but she doesn't have the structure and the protection. And I'm sorry.
Silver lining, if there is one here, she went out to dinner with friends, and we know that this has been a problem for Britney, that she's alone so much, and that she had 2 friends with her last night.
Good.
Great.
That's great.
I'm Karina. I'm from the DC area, and my main takeaway from this whole Britney story is, yes, we have seen her dancing with knives in her kitchen. To me, I wouldn't have been worried if I was a patron at that restaurant, because I've seen the videos and I feel like, yeah, she's trained with knives, apparently. And as far as the barking goes, I think she is just, at the end of the day, an actress and was telling a very loud story. And when people see Britney, they jump to conclusions that she's losing her mind, even though, yes, we do need to be aware of her mental illness. I think she was fine in the restaurant. I think she was just having a good time with friends.
I'm going to quote John Mayer from like 2012. Show me the baby.
Well, we don't want to wake up the baby. If the baby's sleeping, we don't. I mean, because then she's going to have to deal with the crying baby, and we just get to go on with the show.
Well, all I'm saying is that could be a dog. Because all we saw was hair. All was hair. I wanted to see the baby.
Beautiful baby, man. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.